guys, Kristen here. Today I want to talk to you about hidden energy drains that could be lurking in your life, contributing to your crashes and slowing down your recovery process. All right, so I just kind of want to list through a bunch of things that are actually secret energy drains that you may not even be aware of how draining they are yet. All right, so I'm just going to read through this list and maybe say a few words about it afterwards. But it's a big long list, so I'm just going to read from my paper here instead of memorizing it all. That's me practicing self-care and limiting my energy expenditure sometimes, all right? So, phone calls can absolutely be draining. Negative emotions, not just any negative emotion though, the negative emotions that we're dealing with in the moment, I've actually find to be energy giving when we're allowing ourselves, when we're surrendering ourselves to the emotion in the moment. I'm really talking about the emotions that we're resisting, the emotions that we don't allow ourselves to feel, the ones that persist over time. Those ones can be immense energy drains and they just build up over the years. Noise can actually be a big energy drain. Noises that are too loud are absolutely draining on people with chronic fatigue syndrome, as are bright lights, especially bright lights at times like other than the middle of the day. It can be very difficult for our bodies to continue processing sensory input. This also includes motion, like if you're in a car, if you're in a bus, train, airplane, whatever, the constant motion of things around you can be draining for our body to continue processing and adjusting to. Being on our phones and our laptops, they're very stimulating and there's a lot going on. There's a lot we're responding to. There's a lot we're thinking about when we're on them. Those can be very draining things to use a lot. Negative people can also be very draining. I think this one's obvious, but it's a really hard one for us because we tend to have limited friendships and relationships as it is after we've become very ill. So cutting out additional people can feel like it's counterproductive. But if someone is being an energy drain on you and they're actually getting in the way of your recovery instead of supporting it, you're better off ending those relationships, as hard as it is. This one hurts me to even admit this. Being social, even when you're having fun, being social can be a big energy drain. It takes a lot to be in the moment and responsive. And it can definitely lead to a crash if you're not careful with those moments. Mental exertion, like when you're researching health issues online and you're really thinking about complex problems and you're trying to solve these big complex problems, it can absolutely be draining. Physical, mental, and emotional exertion can all be draining for people with chronic fatigue syndrome. Surprise one, a lurker that people don't really believe me about until they do this for themselves. Showers and even baths can be very fatiguing for people with severe chronic fatigue. And part of it has to do with the heat. A lot of heat, it's hard for our bodies to process. We tend to have temperature sensitivities at either extreme. Too cold or too hot can be very fatiguing on us. So taking cooler showers and baths can be very helpful in preserving your energy on those days. All right, so that's my list of hidden energy drains that I've discovered over the years of living with and recovering from severe chronic fatigue. If you guys have other things that you would add to that list that people should be careful about, add them in the comments. Let's share it. Let's get some really great information going around. If you found this to be a useful tip on how to live with severe chronic fatigue, then you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. I post here almost daily. Sending you love and health, I'm Kristen.